What did you do this weekend, Diana?
Me? Nothing very interesting.
The world remains in mourning after the death of the Superman.
He was alone. Is a crime wave around the world.
And where is the Gotham Bat? The mass vigilante has been a no-show.
He said the age of heroes would never come again.
It has to. We don't have any more time.
Something is coming.
No protectors here. No lanterns. No Kryptonian. This world will fall. Like all the others.
One misses the days when one's biggest concerns were exploding wind-up penguins.
This is crazy. Honestly, I think we're all gonna die.
Each of us, in some way, is held back.
Don't engage alone. We'll do this together.
It's really cool. You guys seem ready to do battle and stuff, but I've never done battle. I've just pushed some people and run away.
Relax, Alfred. I'll take it from here.
Do I know you?
Superman was a beacon to the world. He didn't just save people. He made them see the best parts of themselves.
All right.
I don't recognize this world.
We don't have to recognize him. We just have to save it.
How many of you are there? Not enough. Do you really think that...
Oh, wow, they really just vanish. Huh? Oh, that's rude.
You said you'd come. Now let's hope you're not too late.
What's going on, guys? You've been waiting for this video forever, so let's just go ahead and jump right into it. This is the breakdown of the new Justice League trailer. So we see the trailer is starting off with this bank robbery. You know, it looks like they're killing some guards. There's a lot of little screaming kids. And then, of course, Wonder Woman shows up all badass, and she just starts kicking ass all over the place. And then it kind of leads into that hole where she's cleaning the statue, and, you know, the person asks her, "Oh, Diana, what did you do this weekend?" She's like, "Oh, nothing." And right there, that is the only kind of comedy you're going to kind of get in DC. They're not going to go over the top with their jokes. You know, it's not going to be trying to, like, make their movie all about that. If you laugh at anything, it's just going to be within the conversation, and it's going to be stuff along the lines of that kind of information. One last thing I want to point out is Wonder Woman is still currently in London, where I believe she's based. My geography is not that good, so I'm just going to say she's in Europe or the UK. So we know that she's still over there, and she's not in America yet, because she's still doing her job. If you saw Wonder Woman, you know that's where she was. Post-BVS, I should say. And she's clearly still there. And then we see, which I can totally tell this little part right here is not America. And those bridges, I forget where it is exactly, but I've seen those bridges. It's not America. And it looks like they have a monitor across it with the Superman logo. And it's just showing that the world is mourning for Superman. Because if you remember, in BVS, you know, if he was shown all over the place in Mexico, you know, in America, and just all over the world saving people. And so the whole world knows about Superman. It's not just Metropolis. And so, like, it's cool that they're showing that, you know, the world is mourning for Superman. In that little montage, it goes over to the Gotham Bat not being around. Like, he hasn't been fighting, crime's up and everything. And if you really listen to the radio stations that are talking about, like, Superman's gone, you know, the Gotham Bat's been missing, they also say that Lex Luthor has been put in Arkham. Now, I'm going to assume that the reason that Batman has been gone or not fighting crime is because, one, he's probably just rethinking his life, or he's thinking about putting the League together. So maybe this whole time that he's not fighting, he's been going to try to find, you know, where Wonder Woman's at, where Aquaman's at, you know, Cyborg, everybody that was on that email or that disk drive that he got from Lex. He's probably been trying to find all of them, and at the same time, he's probably been trying to change his ways because he's no longer going to be a killing Batman. At this point in the trailer, we see Diana and Bruce talking about the age of heroes will never come again. Bruce is sitting in Hatsu, and it goes over to Themyscira, where we see one of the mother boxes, and we get the introduction to Steppenwolf on Themyscira, and we're seeing a lot of the, you know, the Amazons from the Wonder Woman movie. One thing I want to point out, in case you guys didn't notice, was that the music in this trailer changes. It changes from what we saw in the first movie, which was that, you know, I think it was a White Stripes song that was just very more rock and roll to fit with the trailer. And then it goes to more cinematic movie, which that could have just been low-key, like, look, we're moving on from Junkie XL to Danny Elfman. Now, I can't confirm that that's Danny Elfman's cinematic music, but if you like that, that's more than likely what we're going to get in the movie now that we change composers. Like I said, Steppenwolf shows up and crash lands into Themyscira, and I'm going to be so interested to see if he's actually just going to steal the mother box and leave, or if he's actually going to fight all the Amazons, because those girls can fight, and I would totally love to see that happen. But at the same time, I don't want to see a lot of them die, so I don't know. I don't know. It's going to be really interesting to see if they're going to fight, because that looks like a little small place for all of them to fight. And I feel like he might just steal the mother box and maybe they try to contact Diana. I don't really know, because remember, the Themyscirians know, I should say the Amazons know what the mother box means. They were part of the original big war, so they know how important it is, so maybe they know they have to leave Themyscira to go help whoever else, you know, since Steppenwolf is back, maybe they know they have to leave the island. It's going to be really interesting to see what happens there, and maybe they'll be a part of, like, they'll be the reinforcements for the Justice League or something along those lines. As the trailer goes on, we're getting more of a montage of the Justice League and just, like, you know, their natural habitats, and we're hearing Steppenwolf narrate the whole thing, saying how there are no protectors, there are no lanterns, there is no Kryptonian, and right there with no lanterns, when I've watched this live at San Diego Comic-Con, I was like, oh! Because they finally mentioned Green Lantern or the Lantern Corps in this damn universe. And there's been speculation this whole time that we're gonna get a little sneak peek of Green Lantern in Justice League. And I'm really hoping that's the case, and we'll talk about it a little bit more in the trailer, but I really think that we might get a Green Lantern in this movie. Cut to this scene right here with Bruce admiring, you know, just like a hologram of Superman, which I think is really cool. I think it's going, you know, it's just showing you that Superman actually did change Bruce's life. And Bruce has talked about how Superman is a beacon of hope. And, you know, he made him come back. I know a lot of people make jokes about the whole Martha thing, but, you know, that's what brought him back to his humanity, remembering that he was a hero at one point, like Superman has been trying to be this whole time, but everybody counts him out, or he's like, he's an alien, he's gonna kill us all, instead of thinking about all the good things he used to do, just like Batman used to do before he started killing everybody. Now, the next thing with Barry breaking through the glass, this automatically made me think if he was trying to learn to phase through glass. I mean, if you watch the Flash show, you know Barry phases through everything all the time now, but I wonder, since it seems like this Flash is still learning a lot, because he mentions later on in the trailer that he just pushes people and runs away. I wonder if this is an opportunity where he's trying to learn to see if he can phase through things, and this is just showing that he still needs a lot of work by breaking the glass. Now, this scene right here where Steppenwolf is crashing through the ground and just like, it looks like he's destroying the world and talking about how this world will fall, this does look like it is the beginning of the movie, because if you stop right here at this point, in this corner, this upper left corner up here, you can see a bunch of people with shields and everything, and that looks like the Amazons and maybe that first big war that, you know, Wonder Woman's talking about, the Age of Heroes. This could be the very opening of the movie, because that's been rumored. You know, Zack Snyder always opens with some crazy intro, and the crazy intro could be this big war scene to set up why Steppenwolf is coming back to get these mother boxes. Jumping over to Alfred talking about how the biggest worries used to be exploding wind-up penguins, which is totally a freaking penguin reference. And you guys know, anytime it's related to Batman or a Batman universe, I'm like, oh. We get this scene of Steppenwolf and his parademon army, which I think is really awesome, and it looks really cool. And then that cuts over to, you know, Steppenwolf with this red sky. I'm really interested to see what the red sky is going to be. Is it going to be just the sky opening up and all of the parademons coming out? Is that why it's red? I want to know exactly what's going on here, because they're not fighting on Apocalypse, so I'm interested to see why the world is red. And then this next part, we see Aquaman talking about how this is crazy, and he thinks that they're all going to die. I'm really interested. I don't know how you guys felt about that. I was like, I don't like the idea of, you know, Aquaman being fearful. I mean, but I get it. I get it. Maybe he thinks that the odds are just too much. And this is probably before Superman shows up. And then he's going to be like, oh, shit. And then Superman's going to save them or whatever. And I think that maybe that's just kind of showing you their vulnerability. Even though they are superheroes, that they're, you know, they still have weaknesses, that they still get scared. But I don't know. Just personally, when I saw that, I was like, I don't know. That kind of throws off my Aquaman vibe, because he just seems like he can do anything. Cut to awesome shot of the Batmobile just speeding off. And then we see the group in this little warehouse scene right here, and then it goes to Wonder Woman talking about how basically the whole team, or not Wonder Woman, Bruce talking about how every one of them in the group is held back, and kind of leading up to like, but if we work together like a Justice League, we can do anything. And then you have that one scene of Wonder Woman, you know, talking about how nobody should fight alone, like everybody should attack together. That's when we hear the Flash talking about how, you know, it's really cool you guys want to do battle, but I just push people and run away. But during that whole little narration, we get this clip right here of the Justice League walking into some kind of white room. Like, and I don't know what this white room is. It's not inside of a ship, because, you know, Batman's ship is all dark, and, you know, he wouldn't allow white stuff in there because he's all about darkness. So I don't know what they're trying to do here. I mean, I don't know if they're trying to maybe find another mother box and steal it. Maybe they're in some part of, like, LexCorp or something. It's going to be really interesting to see where they're at exactly and why they're in this building. And then we get a shot of Cyborg crashing in to one of Batman's new toys, and he takes over and he tells Alfred, I got it from here, Alfred. And then, of course, Alfred does his little, like, do I know you? I'm telling you, the comedy in here is just going to be little things like that. It's not going to be slapstick kind of comedy. And that just cuts into a montage of Steppenwolf coming in and destroying shit. Then we get this awesome shot of the Flash, like, speeding off. One thing I want to point out is if you actually slowly look at the trailer of that scene of, you know, the Flash speeding off, he's actually in Metropolis. He's at the stairs where Superman, the statue was at and stuff like that. So I'm really interested to see why he's there, why he's speeding through that area. Is he going to go, you know, maybe go get Superman's remains, although his remains would be in Kansas. But I'm interested to see why he's actually at this spot. Then there's this little clip of Wonder Woman fighting Steppenwolf, you know, Aquaman fighting Steppenwolf, and then Batman fighting some parademons. And one thing I want to point out with Batman fighting these parademons is the way he's fighting. I love this, because if you're actually looking at it, Batman's finally using the damn blades on the side of his gloves. You ever notice that he never really uses those in fights? I mean, I think we saw it a little bit in the Nolan trilogy. I mean, he might have blocked a sword or something. I'm not too sure. I don't think he really did that, because that Batman didn't really fight too much. But we do know that he, like, shot him off into the Joker, and that was pretty much it. But if you look at this one, he is clearly using the blades on his gloves, or I should say his forearms, to stab, to break, to hit. Like, it's really awesome. And I was like, oh! Then we get Wonder Woman doing her Wonder Woman thing. We get Batman doing his Batman thing. That is so Batman with the whole jumping in like that with the cape. Ho, thank you, Zack Snyder. And then I want to point out this right here with Aquaman saying, all right. They're both looking to the sky. I'm calling that this is when Superman arrives. And they're like, all right. And then we see Cyborg flying up into the sky. We see Aquaman freaking stopping some waves. Then we get this awesome shot of the Batmobile shooting bullets and stuff, which I think is like really legit and looks really awesome. And then he's doing a freaking his best Fast and the Furious impression and throwing some parademons off. We get a shot of the Justice League, which is really awesome. That cuts to what I believe to be part of the very start of the movie of the first Great War or whatever it's called. Or the Age of Heroes. And then we get some very godly images right here of Wonder Woman, a demigod, falling down, and then the Flash freaking being a human, although he has meta powers now. And it's very just like that classic of man touching God or Zeus or whatever, that old painting. I know we've all seen it before, but it's very reminiscent of that. Then we get the bat plane or whatever. I'm just gonna call it the bat plane. I don't know why they gave it another name, but I know it has another name. We see it shooting missiles towards like a blue sphere. I don't know what this is. They're not shooting it at the ground. It's not anything else, but it looks like there's going to be a big orb or something that they need to break into. And maybe that's where the red sky is. Maybe Steppenwolf has put up a barrier because he's going to try to, you know, do something inside this barrier. The group, everybody's in there. They break into it by shooting missiles. They get in there. Maybe that explains the red sky. Yeah, maybe he needs to have like the atmosphere of Apocalypse or something to do whatever he's going to do. Or maybe to turn the, you know, the city into Apocalypse. Yeah, maybe that's what this big old thing is that they're shooting at. And then, of course, we get the one scene everybody's been talking about of Aquaman just riding a parademon through buildings and then jumping off like it's no big deal. Cut to awesome scene of the whole group on top of a rooftop and then doing the classic just disappearing act, and Flash is like, oh, that was rude, and then, you know, doing the same thing and disappearing himself. And finally, we get the one scene that everybody's been memeing and just talking about, because we have Alfred fixing the Batmobile or fixing a vehicle, and then he sees somebody showing up and he's all like, he told me you'd show up, hopefully you're not too late, you know, something along those lines. And that is this. Let's stop right here on this scene. Now, we've had this discussion in the live streams. I've had this chat on Twitter. And a lot of people either think it's Green Lantern or Superman. And a lot of people are like, oh, look, it's Green Lantern. Look at his glasses. There's green in there. The green is in his eyes when he's working on the car. Like, before he even sees Superman there, you can see the green in his glasses from the car. Whatever he's working on, there's little lights, so it's shining off of the car, and it's in his glasses. I mean, the person's not even near him yet, and you can see it. But if you look at the corner of this video, it looks like there is like a side shoulder or something like that, and it looks like it's kind of red. And that means it would be the cape of Superman. Now, a lot of people are like, why would Alfred, now a lot of people are like, why would Superman go talk to Alfred? But those same people think that it's Hal Jordan in a brown jacket. At the same time, why would Hal Jordan go talk to Alfred? If anything, Superman has the ability to actually hear like every heartbeat in the world. He could go to where he thinks Bruce would be, show up at his house where Alfred would be, and then Alfred's all like, oh yeah, I know you would show, they talk or whatever, and he could mention that they're stuck in that orb thing. Maybe that's how Superman can't sense him, because that whole crazy orb thing that's going on. I don't know. Main thing is, I think this is Superman. I don't think it's Hal Jordan. This is my theory with Green Lantern, since a lot of people think that that might be Green Lantern. It's not gonna be. It's gonna be Superman. My thing is that I feel the way we're going to get Green Lantern, the rumors out there are that the guy that, I'm forgetting his name right now, he has a weird name, but the guy that gives Hal Jordan his ring is supposed to be in this movie, and then he's going to die, and then the ring's supposed to go to Hal Jordan. I personally hate that idea. Like, if that happens in the movie, I might be like, oh man, that kind of sucks. The reason for that is I don't need Hal Jordan just getting his ring now. I want Hal Jordan to have had his ring for a long time. Jonathan Stewart to have had his ring for a long time. I want them to be like veterans in there. Everybody else has been fighting for a long time. Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman. It looks like Flash and Cyborg are fairly new, but, you know, they're younger guys, so it's okay for them. But I want Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart to have had their rings for a while. Maybe they've just been in space for a really long time. They've been fighting something, or they've been lost. I don't care. I just don't want them to get their rings just right now. So my theory to introduce the Green Lantern Corps into this movie is after the battling is done, that they're just gonna fly down and be like, oh, did I miss something? And it's gonna be something like that, just very Hal Jordan talking about, like, what did I miss? Or, you know, has anything crazy happened while I've been gone? I think that is going to be something that happens instead of just, like, you know, maybe a Green Lantern showing up, dying, and then Hal Jordan getting his ring. But I don't know, maybe it could be wrong. There is also that theory from BVS where all the planes are flying away. One plane just shoots up into the sky and doesn't stay with the other one. Some people think that that might have been Hal Jordan. But I don't know, maybe that gets explained in Justice League. I don't really know. It's going to be interesting to see. I can't wait for this movie. We've only got a few months left. But yeah, do let me know what you guys thought about this trailer in the comment sections down below. Sorry it's been so late, but, you know, the sickness is kicking my ass. But remember, guys, if you ever want to support this channel, you can check out the Patreon like these awesome people did, or you can do the OG thing and give this video a like and share with all of your DC fanboy buddies. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for all things nerdy and geeky on this channel. As always, I'm your host, JUICEbox. Remember, when you wake up in the morning, ask yourself something. Have I had my daily dose of juice? See you guys next time. Bye.